Our next guest wants to boost U.S. investment in high technology and AI and quantum computing and semiconductors so we can win the race with China. Joining us now to talk about it, Indiana Senator Todd Young. Senator Young, thanks for coming on, sir. Before I get to kicking China's you-know-what, I just want to talk for a second about this Russian crisis. And I want to run something by you. We had Lindsey Graham at the top of the show. Don't know if you heard him or not, but he said the Congress should pass right now tough sanctions, whether it's Nord Stream or banking or any other economic sanctions, individuals, and use that to negotiate with Putin. So if he does withdraw, you know, maybe we'll work with him on that. But now to wait until he invades, he thinks is a lousy position. What you think about that? Should we put the sanctions on right now and be tough?
I absolutely agree. We should put the sanctions on top individuals. We should put the sanctions on Nord Stream 2. We should also pass the National Defense Authorization Act, which provides lethal assistance to the Ukrainians, which they have been asking for in order to bring Russia into a position of deterrence. This is the message that President Biden should have delivered to President Putin yesterday. Unfortunately, the readout is that the message was a lot vaguer than this, and you shouldn't take the meeting if you're going to be so vague.
You know, that just one more on this because I want to get to the semiconductor stuff. But I've made that point, Senator. You know, I was weaned on Reagan. I worked for Reagan when I was a child and learned a lot. And you don't have these summits unless you have a clear agenda with actions. You know, I remember he didn't even meet with the Soviets for his whole first term. Then he met with Gorbachev in the second term, 1985. But he said, I'd love to have missile reduction, but we are going to keep missile defense. We are not going to throw the towel on you know, what we called Star Wars in those days. Turns out it's a crucial area. No, he said no. He was ready to say no, and he said no. I don't see that kind of, you know, toughness and resolution from Biden.
That's right. We sort of know what it's going to take in order to push Putin back. It's at least going to take the toughest sanctions that we have in the arsenal. It's at least going to take transferring some lethal defense articles over to him. That message seemingly wasn't delivered, according to Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor, in his readout today. And, you know, that's reason enough not to hold the meeting if you're not prepared to, frankly, deliver the punch, as it were.
Yeah, I agree with you. So let's go to your U.S. Innovation and Competition Act. You're focused on a lot of things. You're worried about semiconductors, AI, as I understand it, quantum computing and other things, and you're willing to spend some money about it.
Well, you know, we read in the Wall Street Journal today from our director of Central Intelligence, Burns, that our strategic rival is, of course, China, but the main area of competition now and in the future is going to be in technology. So Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party know that if we invest in American ingenuity, we can out-innovate anyone. We can lead in these fields like artificial intelligence and quantum computing and hypersonic. So my legislation, the Endless Frontier Act, which is passed out of the United States Senate and we hope will soon be conferenced with a House version early next year, would make these critical investments. It would lead to a supercharging of our high tech and our military superiority. It would lead to good-paying jobs ultimately, and it would arrest the expansion of this illiberal sphere of influence which China has been establishing throughout Asia, and they aim to establish it beyond.
You know, I'm pretty sympathetic. This came up in the Trump administration, particularly with respect to semiconductors. Just explain to me, though, as I understand your fact sheet, you want $52 billion to fund semiconductor R&D and manufacturing. You want to run that through the National Science Foundation. That's a big chunk of change for the National Science Foundation. Like, their total budget is $8.5 billion. So $52 billion would be something. I mean, can they handle that? Should they handle that?
Yeah, you've cited the semiconductor piece. Most of this is an authorization bill, but the appropriation that you've cited would be dedicated towards competing against South Korea, our ally, and the Europeans, also our allies. But it's pretty clear that the United States needs domestic semiconductor fabrication capacity. We are 100% reliant on other countries to import our major semiconductors for our weapon systems, for our automobiles, so that they can be assembled in places like Indiana. And it's pretty apparent that if we're going to have a real dynamic manufacturing sector and national security enterprise, we have to be independent in some of these areas.
Well, again, I'm sympathetic, but it's a capital B, but, Senator. Think of me as a friend of the court who has a green eye shade occasionally. I did start my career in OMB under Reagan. Again, $52 billion is a lot. I don't think the NSF can handle that. But we won't out-China China. In other words, China is a government-run economy. But most of our investment takes place in the private sector.
Yeah. So what you're describing is the chips component that doesn't run through NSF. The additional research monies flow through our research universities: MIT, Purdue University, Notre Dame, Stanford, other universities around the country. They do applied research, which has been trending downward over the years. And as you and I discussed, Larry, there's a high benefit to cost ratio when we invest in basic research. Then the venture capitalists pick it up. Our incredibly innovative entrepreneurs and innovators pick it up. They start new companies, and that's where rank-and-file citizens benefit, in addition to the national security upside. I'll tell you, you know who doesn't like this? Xi Jinping doesn't like this. The Chinese Communist Party has actually been sending letters out to American business leaders lobbying against this piece of legislation. So you know you're, as we say in the Marine Corps, you know you're over the target if you're taken flat.
Okay. Senator Todd Young of Indiana, thank you, sir. Good luck on the project.
Thank you.